Hello and welcome one and all. I am Laura Cantu and welcome to the State of the U. The New York native president, who has been a topic of conversation over the last few weeks for their inability to handle the coronavirus outbreak, has decided to resign this week. But before you decide to put on your mask and go on streaking in celebration, I am sadly not talking about that president, but rather about San Diego State alumni and AP Lang professor who you used to eat lunch with until they gave you a detention for using Spark Notes on your Huckleberry Finn essay, Barbara Jean Morris. Just this Thursday, the State University of New York announced her abrupt resignation only weeks after it experienced the most severe coronavirus outbreak of any public university in the state. That's right. With around 700 cases reported, the university faced a lot of backlash for its decision to allow students back on campus. Now, although my heart goes to all those who got infected, I am certainly not opposed to the idea of following Jean Morris's example and having a baseball-style three-strike system for our elected officials. Although, on second thought, that might be hard to implement with our two candidates. I mean, no matter how loudly umpire Mitch McConnell tries to keep the game going, Trump would refuse to go to the mound because he's too busy comparing bat sizes, and Biden would miss out on his opportunity to bat because he'd be too busy trying to convince people that he is, in fact, Obama's best friend.
I don't like him, I love him.
Alabama's football coach and disappointed father who will never say, "I am proud of you, kid," no matter how hard you try, Nick Saban has tested positive for COVID-19. That's right, according to ESPN records, Saban tested positive on Wednesday after one of the routine rounds of tests performed by the university. Coach Saban, one of, if not the greatest coach in the history of college football, also claimed to be asymptomatic and safely isolating at home. The report also revealed how, even though he wasn't able to attend in person, Coach Saban monitored last week's practice via Zoom. And can you imagine how frustrating that may be? I mean, the players are already used to having to repeat plays and being yelled at, but having to do that and do it through Zoom? I bet the players needed no ice baths after that practice, considering the amount of freezing that probably took place.
So I did my project on the stock market. Crap.
October 2020 has already been better than the rest of the year combined. I mean, so far this month, we know that Savage Mode's 2's dropping, The Mandalorian's dropping, and The Bachelorette's dropping. And colleges couldn't stay behind, as an article by Business Insider shows that new college enrollments dropped by 16% this year, with first-year students choosing to take a gap year over remote learning. At first, I was truly shocked. I mean, missing out on the magical place that is college is something that I couldn't understand at first. But then I realized that most first years would be at home with their parents anyways. So between being yelled at to clean the dishes while doing your Oracle lab report or being yelled at to wash the dishes while playing Among Us, I think I understand their decision. As far as non-first-year students, overall enrollment across the U.S. decreased by 4%. Experts are saying that the effects of reduced tuition revenue could be devastating for smaller schools that were already in a financially difficult spot. And you know what else would be devastating? Not hitting that like and subscribe button below. Now, if you thought all these stories were wild, you have to see what's coming up next, or else you won't believe it. Do you remember being a kid and getting asked what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Let me think about that. Whoa.
Well, I was wrong. When I grew up, I wanted to be like this girl. You see, Kian Nardiello, a 21-year-old student at the University of Central Florida, has arguably the coolest job on earth, going to Disneyland.
I'm going to Disneyland!
Nardiello used to work at a daycare. However, getting paid minimum wage for watching as many kids as possible was not really the best deal, so she decided to quit and start her own babysitting business. Being located in Orlando, Florida, her service came with a twist, going to the most magical place on earth. The way this works is that she purchases a Disney Pass and gets connected with families who also have Disney Passes for their kids. First, she picks up the kids that she's babysitting from their home or school. Then she takes them to a park of their choice, and they pretty much do whatever the kid wants to do all day. This sounds like a phenomenal gig. I mean, yeah, you gotta make sure that you keep the kid alive, but what's the worst thing that could happen? The kid pees their pants on Space Mountain and you get a urine charge because you are in charge? I think that's a risk I'm willing to take if I'm getting paid $25 an hour for throwing it down with Mickey Mouse. So between super nannies, sick coaches, and retiring presidents, there have been many unexpected characters coming out of their higher ed world this week. Perhaps we could take all of these and create our very own college-themed amusement park. And if our theme is baseball, I know exactly who our main characters will be. I am Laura Cantu, and this has been The State of the U.
Hey, if you like this video and want to keep up with everything regarding college and education, do yourself and us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like it and feel free to check out some of our other videos. As always, please let us know if you have any questions.